Hi, Michel.
Hey Pierre, nice to see you.
Nice to see you again.
So I guess we should say who we are. My name is Michel Reilhac. I'm a curator and a maker of VR films, immersive experiences, and we did together FUGUE VR.
And I am Pierre Cattan. I founded the interactive studio based in Paris, Small Bank, back in 2012. And I produced FUGUE VR that you have directed. And FUGUE VR is based on a very beautiful choreography of Yoann Bourgeois, who is a very famous French choreographer. And we had this opportunity to mix dance with VR with mixed reality. So I just want to remember with you, Michel, the fact that from the very beginning of the project, we wanted the dance experience to be not only on VR. We also wanted to bring the dance choreography, the movement in the body of the users. And yeah. I think this is one of the very, very specific edge of dance with VR is when you start to move your body.
Yeah, definitely. And it's also because Yoann's piece, I mean, we should say that FUGUE VR is based on an existing choreography called FUGUE Trampoline, which was a huge success all over the world, and it's still touring the world. And it's a one-man show of a man bouncing off a trampoline. You don't see the trampoline, but he keeps falling on the trampoline, bouncing back, and in doing this, he's trying to go up the stairs. And we wanted to indeed see how could we add to this piece a sort of a story that would be a pretext for the spectator in VR to experience moving in the physical world, and that the move in the physical world would be mirrored, would be reproduced in the VR. And this is something that we could not do live because at the time the technology was not really available. So we had to find a way to trick the viewer into thinking that what he or she was doing in the physical world was actually reproduced in the VR world, but we pre-recorded it. So it was a very interesting challenge. And I have to say, Pierre, that one of my best memories of this adventure that we did together was how much this piece became a team effort, where I felt like everybody was involved creatively, together. You on the first place, because you were very much a creative producer involved in the concept, from the first day. And you and I, we were really, really hand in hand. Same with Yoann as the choreographer, and even Fuzi, as our DOP, who kept coming up with suggestions. I love that idea of VR being such a team thing, more than film, I find.
Yes.
Don't you think?
Yeah, of course, because it's like an orchestra for me. We have a music to play, but we have very different instruments, and each instrument is very, very meaningful for the whole experience. And it's one of the biggest difference with the linear art, a movie or a theater piece, is that you have to combine different disciplines. And for the VR, for FUGUE VR, we were supposed to manage the music, the tempo, the video, of course, but also the 3D space. And I think that what is common with dance and VR, maybe, and we had this experience on FUGUE, is that you are playing with space, the 3D space, the fact that your body, the way you move, the way the VR experience can give away the space, the normal conception of space, is one of the most interesting part of Fugue for me. What do you think about that?
I agree, and I would add, I mean, there are two things that I would add that make a VR experience, any experience, but particularly this one and any piece I would think related to the body movement. One is the creative technology side, which I find fascinating because personally I'm not a tech person at all, and I'm fascinated by how in VR the technical innovation, the technical options that you have, you know, with the 360 cameras, but also with special effects that you can do in post and all of that, you can manipulate space in so many different ways that the persons who know about the technological options become absolutely key creative factors in the team. They're not just there to implement, you know, the lights or the sound, or they are part of the thinking of the design of the very artistic concept, and I love that. And the second thing that I would add also is the relationship to the body, to the physical body. The VR is very much, for the moment, is very much a visual and sound experience where your brain is tricked, you know, through 360 sound and 360 images in thinking that you're diving into a physical, another world. But for the moment, the body itself, the sensorial system that we have, our muscles, are not involved. So there is still a difference, you know, in the physical experience of dancing and the VR experience of watching a dance piece. So the challenge that we set for ourselves with Fugue to try and bring this third element, which is the sensorial experience of being in a world which is choreographed, is very exciting and was something that was very challenging because we have to, I mean, can we say, Pierre, that we did this with very little money, with a very small budget, and you were incredible in finding ways to still make it happen, you know, with performers, with an amazing space in Lyon, but we did it with very, very few means, while this challenge of trying to incorporate the sensorial dimension into the VR experience for the participants was a bit crazy, you know, given the little means that we had.
Yeah, but and in fact, the fact that we introduced poetry in the experience was a very good move for me, because I think that when you go to cheaper projects, it's an opportunity for poetry to introduce itself in the project instead of money, you know, and very large teams and very big visual effects or special effects. And we have to say that we had an energy machine with Yoann Bourgeois, because we just shot 2 days. We shot 2 days, and it did 10 times a day the whole show. And for only one show of Fugue Trampoline, I think that he was
bouncing up and down
like 80 times for one show. So it's like on 800 times a day he was doing these movements incredibly. And what was very beautiful in the project is the fact that you are a former dancer, and you have a long history with dance, and Yoann is also a dancer, is also a choreographer, and you introduced Yoann to the VR world, and it was very beautiful to see that a VR director can absolutely co-create a VR piece with someone that is absolutely blind and have no history with technology, no history with, this kind of art. And even though it was wonderful, and Yoann gave a lot for the project because he understood the process thanks to you. You needed to let him understand the experience from the user point of view, not the dancer point of view, but the user point of view. And I think it's one of the key, yes, it's very important for the project, this quality of a dialogue between the director and the dancer. Yeah.
And this is why in the end, just to conclude, I think the fact that we have been able with him and you and all the team to make actually two versions of the piece, because there's one version that you can experiment in real life with dancers where you're being guided, you know, through this experience we wanted to design of dancing through the piece and feeling that you're dancing inside the VR piece. There's like a performance-based version of FUGUE VR, but we also were able to translate that the experience into a linear experience where you can watch alone at home. And of course, then you don't have this mixed reality dimension, you know, of the sensorial experience of dancing in the physical world while you're dancing in the virtual world. But still we were able to do that, and Yoann's flexibility and curiosity and artistic curiosity was such that it opened all kinds of dimensions for all of us. So yeah, it's this piece is a wonderful memory. It was a wonderful human and creative experience that I think we all enjoyed. I certainly did.
Me too. Thank you very much, Michel.
Thank you, Pierre. And let's do more like this.
Yes, of course, with pleasure. Ciao a tutti.
Bye. Ciao.